you get burned out after a while with the flights and like the just like trying to hustle and do like every weekend a jam. Like just imagine
Right.
like every weekend you're like battling and you're just like you don't give yourself time to like sit there and like create enough, and like every weekend was a jam, and then I was like doing the same shit at every jam, and I'm like
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's exhausting, you just
From the legendary Lionz of Zion's crew, winner of the 2012 Red Bull BC1 North America, and also official dancer for the Hip Hop Forever USPS stamp. With 20 years of breaking, live streaming on Twitch, we got no other than Bboy Domkey. On this episode, we'll be going over his journey, experience with travel and battles, gaming, arts, and craft. Stay tuned. I'm your host, Tony47, and enjoy this episode.
Yo, what up, guys? We got a real sick b-boy from the east side of the United States. He's in crews like Lion of Zion's out in Philly. What's up, Domkey? How you doing?
what's up? I'm just chilling.
Oh, cool, man. Hey, thank you for getting on the show today.
Thank you.
Really blessed that you took the time to get on this. And a little bit about me. I'm out here in Portland, Oregon. I've been dancing for about 17 years, off and on. I won jams, I judge jams, I'm throwing jams out here in Portland, Oregon. So linking up with you and getting creative mindsets that people have been done things in the past where I want to kind of decipher and understand the knowledge that you have at your through your experience within breakdance. And so, how long have you been dancing, dude?
I started in 99, so
Wow. Okay.
uh yeah. I would say like heavy competing probably like I mean from 99 till probably like 2017-ish. And
Okay.
then I kind of like decided to take a break from it just because you get burned out after a while. Like I
Oh
mean with
yeah.
the flights and like the just like trying to hustle and do like every weekend a jam, like just imagine
Right.
like every weekend you're like battling and you're just like you don't give yourself time to like sit there and like create enough. And like I mean when I first started it was like a jam every 3 months, so it's like you got like, or a big jam like every 3 months, so it's
Hmm.
like you had like you could see the progression of people like every 3 months, every jam that you would go to, and you're like shit, this guy's getting a lot better. By the time I was like done with like, dude, I was getting burned out. It was like every weekend was a jam, and then I was like doing the same shit at every jam, and I'm like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's exhausting, you
I
just
bet. Yes.
don't give yourself time to sit there and create like you used to, and it's just you just get burned out after a while.
Yeah. Especially all the traveling and
Yeah, man. I think my like last trip, when I was like I went to like Taiwan, and
oh,
like
dope, dope.
I came back, and like 2 days later, or it's like 3 days later, I flew out to China, came back, and then 2 days after that, I went to Japan. And it's
Oh,
like
geez.
they're not small trips. I remember like on my way
Yeah.
back, it was either from like Japan, I forget what order it was, but I just remember one of the trips on my way back, I
Right.
was so exhausted and burned out, and like my flights are all delayed, and I'm like, dude, I just want to go home. I was like, not only that, but like I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't getting like I mean I was getting paid, but like not that much, and I'm just like, well, like why am I even doing it? Like why am I burning myself out and not really enjoying it? So I
Mm,
decided to just be like, "Dude, I'm just gonna take a break from competing." And like, I don't know. I think for me personally, it was the best thing I've ever done. Is like, I enjoy breaking more now that than like forcing myself to do it every weekend to try to like win a competition and waste my time sometimes. It's just, yeah, but
right. Right. It takes a lot of time, energy, and money to, you need funding for rooms or hotels or just to get
yeah, I
out there.
mean,
Right.
even with them paying for it, it's like
Oh, right. Right.
I definitely appreciate like the flights and stuff that was paid for, but it's like, man, it's like mentally, like it's not even like physically, like your body's beat up, like you don't give yourself any time to break, like to take a break, like, and then like you're mentally just exhausted, and you're like, what the fuck,
Mm,
man?
dang.
But
That's
yeah, it's a lot.
crazy.
I mean, doing it, like I can see doing it for like a couple years, but dude, it was like 17 years of straight doing it. It was just like, I need to take a break. I gotta do something else. Like, I don't know.
Wow.
I just felt like I dedicated like a good chunk of my life prioritizing breaking, when it's like I should have been prioritizing like just enjoying everything versus that. But yeah.
Ah, word, word, right. And you said like 17 years. How old were you when you started like going out to travel?
When I started traveling, I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry,
And
it's my
was
my
it,
dog's back in here. But
oh yeah, you're fine.
he's cool, he's cool. He's just gonna chill on the bed. He's just
Yeah.
but I think I was like I started in 99. I was like 12, 11 or 12, and then
Oh
like
wow.
um when I started traveling internationally, it was probably like 2004,
Okay.
2005. No, it's probably like 2008 because
Wow.
I got
Okay.
invited to do like a jam in France in like 2004, and I declined it. Like I basically never got my passport. Like
Mm,
for the first like 4 years, I was supposed to get like I got offered trips, but I just kept denying them because I was like, yeah, I'll get my passport. I'm good to do it. And then the time came up, and I'm like, I don't know why I was just so lazy to do it. Like I just didn't care that much. And then
hmm.
finally in like 2008, Toys was like, oh, we're gonna go judge this event out in Bulgaria. Like, dude,
Wow. Okay.
just go get your fucking passport. And I was like, all right, I'll go get it. And then I finally got my passport. And then 2008 on was just like, I don't know, it was like a mix of like, it was half and half. It was like a lot of national, but then there was probably more. No, it's probably like more national, but there was a
Hmm.
good chunk that was international. Like I was still like, if I wasn't flying out to like somewhere in US, I was flying out somewhere across the world.
Overseas and
Yeah,
on the other
yeah.
side, Europe or Asia or somewhere.
Yeah, it was
Wow,
all over
that's
the place.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool. That's a crazy experience that hearing from you and like, getting that experience like, wow, is it a dream to do all that or is it, mentally
Yeah,
exhausting to
dude,
do
dude.
that? Like all this crazy,
I
right?
like yeah. Like, dude, I don't regret it one bit. Like for all the time that I put into it, for all the people that I've met, for like the experiences that I had, for like the I don't know, just everything that I got from it is like it was worth it. I do not
Yeah.
regret any of it. It's a great experience. I mean, you're on like the world's like biggest stages. Like it's just it's a good feeling knowing that you're putting like a lot of work into something and you're seeing results from it and you're getting
Mm-hmm.
like what you wanted. Like I hit a lot of my goals like that I wanted to do. Like when I started dancing, like there wasn't
Yeah.
like a day where like I started dancing where I was like, I want to be a millionaire. Like it wasn't like when I was 13 years old, I was like, dance is
Right.
gonna make me money. I'm definitely doing it. Like I had goals in mind, which was to basically like it's different. Like I had different goals of like different lanes of breaking. Like competition wise, like yeah, you want to be on the biggest stage, which is like I got to the world finals of BC1, which is probably one of the biggest like competitions you can get to.
Mm-hmm.
For me,
Yeah.
I made a goal. I hit that goal of like competitions. And then you got like for me that the side of breaking that meant more, which was like meeting the people that I grew up being inspired by. Like I always wanted to be like part of like the ciphers with like the really good guys. Like when you're a kid and you're watching like the people who are like the big shots and you're like, damn, like I want to be good enough to feel comfortable like ciphering with like, the
Yeah.
OGs. Like my OGs are like, getting like um sorry, my TV is
Oh, I
going off
didn't.
because I'm
Oh,
talking. But like yeah, and then like, hearing just being recognized by them is like, it's just a
yes.
goal that it's just like in breaking, it's just like you want to be recognized by the higher ups. And I mean, at least for my generation, it was like you want to be
Mm-hmm.
recognized, like you want the credit, you want the respect from like the higher up. So like um yeah, I mean, I hit most of it. And then, I mean, it comes back to like where we're at now. And it's like the motivation for me back then was to hit them goals. And most of the goals that I wanted, like I hit most of my goals. So it's like,
Yes.
what motivation do I have now? It's like the only motivation I have now is to break, to just have a good time. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
entering back into like competition field, it's like, I don't know, like how motivated am I to like impress like the new generation? Like I don't like I didn't grow up being
Yeah.
inspired by them. Like I didn't grow up with goals to like reach them. You know what I mean? Like I just like yeah, I do want to help and help the new community, but like do I have goals to impress them? Like the goals change as you grow older and like the longer you are in the scene. So Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
different mindset, I think.
Yeah. That's freaking awesome, man. That's awesome.
Give me like one.
And
Let me just shut my door real
oh
quick.
yeah.
It'll be like 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Okay, we're good.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. With all the traveling, battling you have done, that's pretty great. That's great stuff. And like that's one thing my crew here and the people that I met down in Portland, Oregon um I wasn't exposed to like all the traveling battling until um well like 10 years I was pretty active, wanted to go towards Northwest Seattle and Vancouver, BC just because like they're all driving distance, right? And then I think this last previous year I'm working and doing content where I'm like, oh get back in the scene and I want to go to jams and meet people and definitely go to the bigger jams that we see live or not live, but on like YouTube or
Yeah,
other
yeah.
channels, right? I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go to the Silverback. I want to go to the freestyle session. And I went to the last freestyle session this past November. That's my first time ever going, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I wish I went like
No, it's
10,
fine because you
20
know what?
years
Even
ago,
for me, like,
dude.
dude, I've only been to freestyle session like 2 times. I think. Like,
Okay.
actually, I think yeah, I went once in 2007. Whatever was on the
Okay.
boat. Whatever one was on the boat. Blew
Uh
myself out for that one because it
freestyle
was like
session 7, I think. Or is
I
it
think it was no 8.
is it 8?
8.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was 8.
Wow. Wow.
I remember flying because I flew myself out because it was like, yo, it's the biggest jam in the US. So I was like, I gotta fly
Yeah.
myself out for this. So we flew ourselves out for that one. And then I won a qualifier in like 2011 or 2012 or something. And I got out to the other pre-sale session for that. But there were
Oh,
only two
wow.
times I went. I mean, it's also, to be fucking honest, $60 a day plus all your travel is fucking expensive. So it's like, I don't know. For me
Yeah.
personally, it's
Yeah.
like a one and done kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, I don't know what the prices are now. I think I bought like a VI. They have like VIP and like generals right
Yeah, it's
now, but
still like you're paying like 100 and something bucks like
yeah,
for the
I think I paid
weekend.
120 or 125 for the
Dude,
VIP.
yeah, man. That's for
And
like
then
a
plus
fucking it's like a fucking
travels.
jam. Like, yeah, it's I don't know. Personally for me, like 120 bucks for a jam, if it's not like held in like the nicest venue ever, then it's not just I don't I mean I get it. Like they have like you know, big shows there and stuff. But personally, for me, like I'm going to freestyle session to break, like to see the b-boys and to, I get it's like a whole hip
Yeah.
hop thing and like I don't know. It's a lot of money.
Right. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I'm sure it costs Cross One or whoever's promoting that a lot of money to throw it, right? Because they
Yeah,
get
yeah,
like
yeah. To
I think
have
they
like
had
the people come out. Yeah,
yeah, the
yeah, yeah.
artists is out there to sing. They had Souls of Mischief this previous
Yeah,
November.
yeah. They usually have like
And
decent
so
artists come out for it. So I'm always like, I get it. But at the same time, I'm like,
yeah,
fuck.
most b-boys or breakers people, it's a little spendy for a jam, right?
Mhm,
But
mhm, mhm.
yeah, I had a great experience there. I wish I attended those when I was younger. I just didn't have the exposure with the other people I was surrounded with to travel like that, right? And so, it comes with the question for you. Did you have your crew or the people you were practicing in the community while you're learning, was that already in their minds like, oh yeah, we gotta go travel this jam and this jam, or is it like something that you always thought of and you just did it?
Nah, I mean, I feel like everybody, like that was breaking, like we all knew you had to do traveling. Like traveling was it
Yeah.
was a big thing. Like to get your name out there, like you needed to travel. Like you just had to do it. And like, I don't know, there was like levels to it. It was like starting off, it's like you do a lot of traveling to get your name around like your local scene, and from the local scene, your name kind of travels out a little bit more. You start traveling a little bit further out, a couple hours away, that your name gets starting to spread around out there. From there, it kind of like borders off from the people that are like 2 hours away. They travel usually like 2 hours away the other direction, and
Mm,
then they spread
hmm.
your name out that way. And then like I think for us, like we started in like, we did a lot of battles in like the Philadelphia area. And then from there, like we're in the tri-state area, so like we did New Jersey, New York all the time. Then we started traveling the other way to like Maryland, DC, Virginia.
Oh wow. Okay.
Then after a while, uh, I got invited to do an exhibition in Michigan, I'm pretty sure. And it was
Okay.
for On Deadly Ground. And they're like, listen, we can't fly you guys out, but if you guys want to drive, we'll pay for your gas. And we're like, fuck it. Like, we want to get our names out. Like, if they're going
Yeah.
to pay for us to come out, like, yeah, let's go do it. And we ended up driving out there. We battled a crew called Drunken Monks from Canada who were like
Oh,
at
okay.
like UK champs and shit that year and like super chill people. Honestly, we didn't know who they were. And we're like, fuck, like, I hope these guys aren't assholes. And they were like the chillest people ever. Like I still talk to some of them today, like
Oh, that's
super chill
awesome.
people. Um, and then from there, it's like we do that exhibition. We come back home, continue to battle, and then like slowly, like I don't know, your name just kind of gets. It's also a mix of like social media because at that time like
Mm,
B-boy world was
yeah.
big, and I remember being like, "Yo, we got like I gotta make a trailer," because like trailers were big at the time. I
Yes.
remember making
Yes.
a trailer and putting it on like B-boy world,
Okay.
and
Okay.
people are like commenting on it, and it's just like it slowly you kind of like gotta market yourself around a little bit,
Right.
and then
Yes.
my first like bigger like exhibition was out in California, San Francisco in like 2004. So it was like 4 years after I started. And
Okay.
they had me battle L10. And I remember like I didn't know who L10 was at the time. And I'm like, I don't know. But it's like I gotta make sure I'm training. So it's like all this shit is like motivating you to be like, I got an expo here, I gotta get good because I don't want to look bad. So
Right.
like you
Yes.
train a lot, like all your whole crew is like in the same mindset of like doing the same exact shit that you're doing. Like Napalm had exhibitions. Like we all had like something going on to keep us motivated like all the time. So yeah, I could
Okay.
say it's like yeah, the whole crew's I mean everybody in my crew like the my first crew like Beatwax and then like LOZ guys like we're always in the same mindset. Like we're doing good, you have the motivation to keep going and like to win and like to just get better and like have your name more recognized and yeah, it's just a long journey, man.
Nice. That's awesome, man. I didn't start till '06, right? And I was just getting senior in high school, so I was almost like 17, 18 when I first like got involved or exposed to it. And so definitely gravitated till now, till since. So love this culture, love the
Nice. Well,
scene.
I mean, you've been in this for a decent amount of time too. I feel like once you
Yeah.
pass the like 15-year mark, you've been in it a more than decent enough a time. I feel like a lot of B-boys end
Yes.
up hitting around like 15 years and then they're like, ah, fuck it.
Is either
It's either you're
that
making it or you're not
right.
making it. It's like, to be honest, so if I wasn't making it and I was 15 years in the game, I'd probably be like, yeah, I should probably step back a little bit and
Yeah.
prioritize some other shit or something.
For real, for real. Dang, cool, man. And throughout your breaking your style, your originality, very we can sense it's your style, right? Like your movements and stuff like that. And you always been kind of I mean, would you talk a little more about your style? I mean, obviously to you, you might explain it a little, better than I can, obviously.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to
Is
like
that a
I mean, it's hard to say for myself like what my style is because like it's just it's just what I do, but
yeah, yeah.
I can say like I got a lot of inspiration from like I, ca- I can say the way that my style developed was just it's just like a hybrid of like watching people that I grew up really enjoying. Like little pieces from
Nice,
like
nice.
certain B-boys from like our generation that I was like this guy's dope. I like the way he does the like I can say like Ronnie, like Full Force Ronnie is like he
Okay.
had a lot of techs like in the early 2000s like I watched him and he was like he had a lot of techs like technical footwork like little intricate parts and I'm like that shit's dope. Like I like certain stuff that he does. And then you got like
Yeah.
Roxray who's like super clean and I'm like all right, well I got to be as clean as this guy cuz this is what I really like about him. And then there's like
Yeah.
Dizzy from Supernaturals is like super weird fast footwork, like certain like little leg sweeps that I was like, that shit is dope. Like I want to do like
Yeah.
like I want to make up my own move, like involving that. And then it's like Robzilla is like super weird. So it's like I can say like it's a hybrid of like the
Mm,
people I grew up watching and being inspired by. Like I didn't literally take their moves, but I took their movement and I used it for an inspiration of like a hybrid of like just everything
right.
mashed together. Yeah.
That's sick. That's sick. Yeah, definitely. What inspires you creates your creativity, right? Not just through dance or breaking, but it could be other categories of other things, right? Of
Yeah,
what you
yeah. And
see
it's not
life.
even
Yeah.
like the like when I'm like if I'm creating a move, it's not like I'm like I don't know. It's not like I'm like literally sitting there and thinking like footwork steps. Like I think about certain stuff like shit. I can even think about like anime. Like there's certain anime like
Uh-huh.
there's certain like shit from like like One Piece or something that Luffy like the main character like does like something that I'm like I think it's like clever like in the anime, and then like that position or pose that he's doing like I like I'll take that way of him getting into this pose and like put it into a breaking style, but it's also mixed with like my thought process of like how I can like mix this it's hard to explain. It's just
Right,
a lot of
right.
inspiration from just like, like B-boys. Like it's outside. It's like gaming. It's like anime. It's anything I was into with life that like I could take and like put into it. I have like a clip on like YouTube somewhere where like
Uh-huh.
I explain like a couple of ideas that I got and how it was created through like anime or
Yo.
like through how I was inspired by like Po One to do like a certain footwork move. Like there's a difference between biting and then there's a difference between being inspired by. And I think
Yes.
people get this like mix up sometimes when like I hear people say, "Oh, everyone's a biter nowadays." Like I don't think everyone's a fucking biter nowadays. I think people are inspired by a lot of people from back in the day, but like I think there's a difference between being inspired and like literally just taking a fucking move and doing a move. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yes.
like somebody can do a move that's similar to somebody else, but like, is it their own spin on it? Then yeah, I was inspired by it. It's not literally the same move. If you're doing the same fucking move, you're biting the fucking move. Or
Right, right.
you don't know you're biting the move, but the move's already been done. You know what I mean? Like biting has kind of like evolved into a thing where it's like you're doing a move and somebody else has done that move before. So it's like, is it a coincidence? Possibly. Does it mean they bid it? No,
Hmm.
if it's done by coincidence, but it's already been done. So now people just call bite on it, right? So it's like, I
Right.
get it. I get when biting is kind of like at a different phase at this point than it was, where it's like, I know you're from my local scene. You know this dude from our local scene. You're doing the same move as him. You obviously saw him do it. That's a fucking bite. When now it's like,
Yes.
could it be coincidence? Yes. So can you call it a bite technically? Yeah, people call it a bite technically because blah 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 does it. Do you know if they bit that move? No, you don't, but it's already been done, so you're gonna call bite on it. So yeah, it's like biting is like super fucking weird right now. Also,
Right,
they
right,
just
for
let this
sure.
shit go like way too often that like I don't know. I feel like biting is kind of being enabled right now where people are like, this guy did it and that guy did it. So that means I can do it now, which is fucking not the case because you're just ruining it. And like now people are just biting for the shit of it, which sucks.
Dang. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, there's like moves in my mind that I created through, inspiration way too. And it's like, okay, I don't want to do the move exactly looks like this person. How can I flip it and do it my way, right?
Exactly. And that's the way it should be, right? Like
Yeah.
I called somebody out. I didn't even call somebody out. I just posted like one of those like biting clips online one day and like
Right.
a fan like one of their fans like hit me up and was like, "How can you say that's a bite?" And then I showed them like, "Yo, it's like the same exact fucking move. It's the same fucking move. It's literally the same thing." And they're like, "Oh yeah, well, I talked to him and I told him all the shit you said." I was like, first of all, I didn't say I was talking like first of all, I didn't talk
Uh-huh.
shit. Like I
Right,
actually
right.
said he's dope, but I was like, that move is not his. Like somebody else already did it. I was like, and what'd they
Yeah.
say? And they were like, they said they didn't care because everybody does it. I was like, all right, so first of all, you just wasted my fucking time because they obviously don't give a shit. Second of all, they said everybody else does it, which means they took it from somebody else. So yeah, it's a fucking bite. Like,
Right.
like it's not a generic move. So yeah, anyways, like that
Yeah.
shit is like, I don't know, biting's at a weird state. People think it's toxic at this point, and I'm just like, dude, I can't fucking you're ruining the scene with that shit. So
Yeah, yeah, for
biting
sure.
being enabled is not a good thing in breaking. I will say that.
Can be very
Also, am I allowed to
controversial.
curse? Or sorry, I
Yeah,
won't
you're
curse.
good.
Okay, okay.
It's all good. So talking about biting, what if like somebody you're getting mentor coaching by and be like, hey, he has like a signature move, and you'd be like, hey, I want you to learn this, and would you consider like, but no one really seen you do it, but they call it a bite, right? So would you
Yeah,
consider that
yeah.
like as
So
a bite
that's like
or
that's super. It's difficult because like
okay?
even like caveman's like jumping bean mills, the shoulder mills that people do, like it's caveman's move, but like caveman said like, hey, like it's okay for people to do, which is like personally, I think it's I don't want to like
What the-
shit on anybody, but like I think it's like
Right.
whack if you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna do this move. Like, I don't know, flip it, man. Like, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
personally, like, no matter what move you're given, just flip it and make it your own. I don't understand. I can see
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sometimes, like, maybe it's your dad or something. Like, I don't know. We're getting to the age where like there's
Right,
kids and
right.
dads now, where it's like you're doing your dad's move. Like that shit's cool, but like, yo, you're supposed to be yourself. Like, put a spin on it. It's not that
Yeah.
difficult to just change something. I don't give a fuck if you change one little piece of it. At least it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Little
I think
something. Yeah.
you should always be yourself. You should never rely on using somebody else's moves for you to get it. So if somebody calls a bite on something, it is hard though sometimes because like I get it. I get when like a mentor is handing a move down there, like I do this move because this guy has done it before me and he let me do it. I think it's fine if there's like an explanation, but like you can't be mad when you're in the battle and somebody's calling a bite on you because they don't know it. You know what I mean? Like they don't know.
Right.
The people you're
Yeah.
battling do not know. So you can't get upset when you do it in a battle and they're like, you're a biter. Like you're a biter. Like, oh, well, you should have known. Like, no, no, dude. Like, because personally, I would be like, that's a bite. I want to know unless I physically know you personally and I fucking
hmm
like I'm talking to you all the time. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
it's something hard. I understand it though. It just sucks that again, like I wouldn't be doing somebody else's move if I have to go after every single battle and explain, hey, it's not a bite because this guy gave it to me. Like I wouldn't be
Yes.
doing that. It'd just be I don't know. It's personal. Like I understand why
Y-
people do it and it's fine. I don't have a problem with it, but personally I'd be like, nah, I don't want to waste my time.
Right. Yeah. You got other
Not only
things on
that, but
top of.
like people don't care. Like people aren't gonna reach out to you or anything. So like they're just gonna think you're a biter, which sucks. So I don't know. I just say flip it somehow. Somehow flip
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
or I just
definitely.
wouldn't do it. Like it's that easy.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. How's your you've been around, traveling, you've been here and there. You've been to a bunch of Red Bull ciphers. You said you uh won the world tours, the world ones.
Yeah, in
Um
2012
okay.
I won the national and then I went to the world final and then
Awesome,
that was it.
awesome.
And then
Yeah.
I judged, I think like the year later.
How's your experience through that?
Um, it's a stage battle. It's a different vibe than going to a normal jam. It is nice to like, I don't know. It's a different experience. You got media, you got like you're
Uh-huh.
being kind of like pampered in a way. Like Rebel does take care of you of the people. Like when they do like, they have to like their hotels, like the people that take care of you are like super nice. Like the team is like extremely nice. Like experience in it is like I mean it's what you would expect. Like, like you go on the main stage, you get good footage.
Right.
There's
So everything
thousands
is
of
like in
people
a
watching you. Yeah, it's like it's cool. It's just a different it's a different vibe completely. And like personally, like I don't vibe that well like on a stage like that. Like it's nice to be on there and like it's a different feeling for it, but like
hmm
at the end of the day, it's like um I don't know. Personally for me, like I have a lot of like small details and like my style and it's like I don't think my
Yeah.
shit's meant for a stage. I don't feel I'm not like a big, like explosive, like fucking doing 20 air flares across stage kind of dude.
Right, right.
Like, and there's nothing against that. Like, I think people are doing amazing shit. But personally, for myself, like, I don't care that much about the bigger, flashier moves. So, I think in like competitions like that, I'm kind of like, I'm at like a handicap with it. Like,
Uh
also like a lot of people that go to like I mean if there's thousands of people in like a BC1 like arena watching you more than probably half are like spectators and if you're not doing flashy shit like nobody's gonna
right.
go crazy for you so it's like I get it like It is what it is. It's an experience. I mean, it's competition. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
competitions are
Yeah.
competitions. It's literally almost the same as like any other international battle was. Like Shell's Battle Pro, big stage battle. Like every single year that I was there, dude, I went for like 5 years straight to Paris,
Uh-huh.
France for Shell's Battle Pro. Every single year is the same. Big stage battle. You go there. There's not enough room to cipher. They call you on the stage. You do your battle. You
Uh-huh.
lose. You chill in the back. You win. You keep going until the competition's over. You go back to the hotel. You go home the next day. Like
Mm,
it's just the experiences. But Red Bull is like a little bit more because they have like media days and like they take you out and like they let you like explore the city. They give you some like history and shit that was out there. It was super dope. Like Red
nice,
Bull
nice.
definitely takes care of their people.
That's tight. Okay. Word, word. I didn't know anything about it. And explain to me, it gives me a little better insight with the experience. So thank you.
One of
Yeah.
my good friends, Dynamite, tore his Achilles tendon judging a jam last year. And he
Oh,
only got paid
dang.
like I don't even know what he got paid. This probably wasn't even that much though, but it's like
Right.
it definitely
Yeah.
didn't cover his hospital bill,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know? And also, luckily he's not dancing for a living because he was out for like an entire year. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's like,
Definitely.
yeah, as you grow older, you start to think about money a little bit more, or like just the professionalism of breaking in general. And you're like, where the fuck are what has
Right.
changed?
Right.
What has changed since the early 2000s versus like where we're at right now? And when I asked this question before, people are like, "Oh, there's more kids and more B girls are getting involved." It's like that's cool, which is yeah, more involvement.
Right. Yep.
Great. But like where are we at on the professional side? Like we got like Jack in the Box as a sponsor within 10
Uh-huh.
years and like we already had Red Bull 10 years ago. We already had Monster 10 years ago. What else is there? You know, we
Yeah.
lost Silverback Open, which was offering like the highest prize that any jam probably ever had. Like, where are we at
Where
now?
was that
Like,
at? It was like 10K or something like that.
it was like 10K for a one-on-one, which was fucking nuts.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, but like where it's at now is like, have we progressed? Like, we haven't progressed. Somebody just brought up like, oh, like fighting game tournaments. Like, we're kind of in the same
Right.
we're in the
Evo
same
or
boat of like fighting
all
game
that.
tournaments. Like we're kind of like fighting for pay blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, here's the difference. You guys just had Capcom Cup, which was a fucking $1 million prize pool. I was like, breaking is nowhere near that. The highest
Yeah.
I've seen was like $10,000. Shit, if you even put a $20,000 out there, nowhere near $1 million thing. I was like, you guys are gaming is far ahead of where the fuck breaking is right now. And
Right.
it's
Definitely.
just, yeah, I don't know. It's just like I think it's a combination of like marketing and like what we do to ourselves, like the numbers we put out ourselves. Like we're so easy to accept anything that's thrown at us just to say, "Oh, I'm doing a Red Bull event. Oh, I'm doing this big event, so my name's on it." Like at the end of the day, it doesn't really get you anything. Like
Yeah.
nobody's a
Yeah.
millionaire from breaking, and it shows because everybody's just accepting anything for anything. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
The
sorry, I'm
exposure
talking a lot
to
right
it.
now. I
And
know you
then
got
like,
questions.
no, no, the exposure. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense with the exposure. Depends how you're going to use it and apply it in different ways, right? To open more doors, right? But then
Yep.
also value your time and what you're worth as well.
Exactly. Yep.
So,
That's what it's about. And I think people just think like when you talk about, they're like, oh, breaking is not about money. And it's not. It's not about money at all. But like people are worth something. Like you gotta
yeah.
put your self-worth out there. Like you fuck up yourself, like you're fucked. Like the shit you love to do, like you can't do it anymore because you wanted to like do something for $50. Like, I just don't think it's worth it. Like,
Right.
I think people are worth more. So, like, when I talk
Yeah.
about it, it's like, I think sometimes people get the wrong idea that I'm like trying to be like, oh, we need more money. Like, it's not about that. It's about self-worth. Like, what are you
Yeah.
really worth? Like doing this shit for people. Like, it's
Right.
only, I'm only saying it to help. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, luckily,
Yeah.
everybody's like on the same side, you know, with like, yeah, we need more. But the issue is, nobody's gonna turn down a BC1 gig. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
Like
for
it's
sure.
still gonna fucking happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100% on that. I think that it's always reverse, right? It's like, hey, you got the B-boys, they're technically are their shell, right? Because you're
Yep.
out there. But it's just weird how business runs is kind of like opposite or something. Um,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, it's wild. So dang, cool, man. That's dope that you broke it down. And I know you mentioned your recent posts you were talking about, yeah, a guy doing headspin for or been breaking for like 2-3 years can do all this power moves versus
Mhm.
someone doing 20 years, and the
Yeah, yeah,
value
yeah.
of they'll pay $100 for this guy versus more for this guy versus the knowledge. They just want to
Yeah, they
they're
just
basically
want
paying
the
for the
visual
moves.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
care. Like, I mean, maybe some people do. Like, I get it because like some people like will like ask for like, hey, like, can I get a resume of like what you've done in the past or something? Like, some people do kind of, but I don't know if that's even just a front to be like, we care. But then they see somebody else and they're like, this guy looks like, he
Mm,
is what he is. I mean, I've done enough
yeah.
commercial shoots where like I understand like to be honest, one of the main reasons I started learning power as a kid was because the only way I could get like a commercial shoot was if I had power because they didn't give a shit about
Yes,
footwork. No
yes.
matter how good you were with footwork, they don't care. Like
Yeah. They
I
want to
remember
see the
doing
flashy moves.
like an MTV commercial shoot and me and Napalm like went to do it and like Napalm just did a bunch of power and like I did my shit. And at the end of the day, like Napalm got it, and I was like,
Uh
you definitely got it because you definitely have really good power. And I was
you
like,
know,
shit, I need to get back. Well, I know for me, like
um
when I went in to do it, like I did power as well, and I was like, Napalm's power is definitely better than mine. So if they want power, Napalm's definitely get it, and Napalm definitely got it.
nice, nice. Speaking of the commercials, like how do you end up getting an opportunity doing commercials like that? Would you guys put yourself out there, someone to reach out to
Yeah,
you?
I mean, you find like gigs and like, I mean, I know like we had an agent at one time. We just tried it, but
Oh,
he was
sick.
like a kind of like a friend of ours, like mutual friend that we had. And like he would
Okay.
be like, yeah, yeah, we got like a gig out here. And like a lot of it, like when we were first starting out, um, there was like this group called Extreme Kicks. It was this guy named Brian Slowden. He like he honestly threw out like, hey, we got like a gig going on. Like if anybody wants to come, like,
Mm,
out to it, or like there was like a jam in like Connecticut called Survival of the Illest, which was like a huge fucking jam back then.
okay.
And he was like, yeah, if you guys like, we're gonna rent a tour bus, like not a tour bus, but like I guess like a big ass bus, and
Okay.
like we're gonna take like if anybody from the community wants to come, we're gonna drive the bus. And I was like 13 years old at the time, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like I'll take the bus with you guys, and like the whole like breaking Philadelphia community like all went out on a
Oh, that's
bus out there
dope.
and shit. It was dope. It was cool, but any kind of like gigs or anything, I don't know. It's find it like it just comes about. Like
Hmm.
me doing like the gig for being on like a US postage stamp, like that's from like some just random friend of mine that like worked at like the post office that was like, yo, I got this like opportunity for you if you want to do it. Like I
Uh-huh.
can't tell you what it is, but like it's for like the USPS. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. It sounds cool. And then I got there and they're like,
That's
yeah, so you
crazy.
can't tell anybody, but like these are gonna be for like the hip hop forever stamps that are gonna be officially out. I was like, cool. Works out. So like shit like that is just like, I don't know. Most gigs are just you find it out. Like people here and there, they're like,
Yeah.
I know you break dance, or like the community's like, yo, we got a gig. But to be honest, like most gigs, I don't even know of like gigs nowadays, or
Right, right.
like lately, like when I was like younger, or like even like at the end of like when I was stopping, like kind of slowing down on competing, like I didn't have that many gigs. Not as many as like when I was like first beginning. Like there was a lot. I don't think the media really, or like
Yeah.
I don't think like gigs really give a shit too much about breakers.
Right, right. I
Like there's
think
not a lot of like media hype around breaking. I mean, even with the Olympics coming up, like okay, maybe you got a little bit of like shit with that, but like I don't know. There was a lot of like being a music video. Like I haven't seen any of that for like years now, or heard about it.
yeah,
Maybe there's
yeah.
like a
I'm
certain
sure
like
there's somewhere.
yeah, yeah, connection of it somewhere, but I know for me, like I haven't heard of shit.
Right, right. I think it's just something like how active you're in the scene or stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
right?
How active you are in the
Yeah.
scene, and then like I was never approached from like the gigs themselves to be like, hey, we are looking for a b-boy and we heard you're a b-boy. Like I never had that from like companies, like
Hmm.
never in my life. Like I was always like it's a hustle. Like you go out and you got to do what you
Right.
got to do.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I definitely think after the Olympics that hopefully in my mind I was like, oh, there'll probably be more. Um, outcomes of that type of stuff. Just I think it's gonna be another pop right in the scene, I believe. That's just a
Yeah, I
hunch
mean,
though.
I feel I'm like torn in between. Like I feel like it could, I feel like it's not at the same time. Like I want it to
Yeah.
be, but just being realistic with like seeing how like people outside of the breaking community saw breaking
Hmm.
being in the Olympics. Um, I saw people that were about it, but then I saw a lot of people that are like, what the fuck? Like, why is breaking in the Olympics? Like, trashing on it. Like, why would you put breakdancing in the Olympics? And like, just being honest, like,
Yes.
I'm like, I don't even think they're like wrong in thinking that because of the way that breaking is portrayed in like America. Like, the way that like breaking is almost like a joke in a sense. Like you watch like the comedy movies, you watch like cartoons, like it's
Uh-huh.
always like breakdancing. Like breakdancing is like the funny thing. Like, oh, look, he's breakdancing. It's so funny. Like I
Right.
don't
Oh,
think
they're
people
breakdance
take
fighting, or you know, some jokes like that.
exactly. Like it's like the funny thing. And like I don't think a lot of people take it seriously, especially if you're not part of the community, like you don't
Yeah.
really know how breaking is. You think of it as grown men fighting, dance fighting against each other. So when you see like people like throwing cocks in the face and stuff, you're like anybody on the outside of it is like, yo, what are these guys doing? Like they're grown men, like going real like angry at like these like little kids or something. Like it's like a bad look of
Yeah. Do some
like what
up
are they
rock
doing?
on a
Like
stuff.
if I'm the show, like I don't know, like my fiance is like the same way where like I would like show her a battle and she'd be like, this is weird. Like what are they like what's going on here? Or like she'll
Uh
go, I'll tell her about like some drama going on or something in the b-boy scene. And she's like, isn't that guy like 45 years old? I'm like, yeah, I know it's weird, isn't it? Like you don't really have like until you take a step back out of the scene, you start to realize like how the outside really portrays
mm,
it. And like I do understand when people think of breaking as a joke because it is portrayed as like kind of a joke and like everything. Like, I mean, shit, they have a movie like one of those like fucking scary movie films, like making fun of like all the dance films. Like,
oh
it,
right. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's just portrayed as like a joke kind of. And like, um, I don't know. Like I mean, I don't know if the backlash affected the Olympics because it's already not accepted for the 2028 Olympics. Like it got
Right.
turned down for it. So like I don't know if it's the backlash from it or what or like why, but like yeah, it's already not accepted for the next Olympics. So it's like we got a
Mm,
one shot at this. Like hopefully it
yeah.
goes well and make some sponsorships, but what I'm thinking right now is I don't know. I don't have a lot of like I'm not like hyped for it because I don't know I have no like high
Right.
hopes
Right.
on it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
because of the backlash I saw from it. And I'm like, I get it, man. The community's great and everything. Like once you're in the community, but on the outside of it, like how do people
Yeah.
portray this? You know, like are they going to be
Right.
interested? Like are they going to even understand like why this person's winning? Like I know if I was
Yeah.
like somebody on the outside, I saw somebody spinning on their head losing to somebody just doing some basic like looks like they're doing like some I don't know CrossFit shit. I'd be like, how come the headspin guy didn't win? You know what I mean? Like, and then
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
probably would turn
Exactly.
it off. Like I don't know. I think there's a lot like
Yeah.
there's a
Trying
lot
to
involved. I
the
think it's going
main.
to be
Yeah.
more on the outside versus what we percove it as. We could think it's
Right.
dope.
Yes.
What
Yep.
we think doesn't matter because we're not the majority of fucking the world.
Right.
There's more people that are probably going to be voicing their opinion on it than the b-boys themselves. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They don't understand the culture. They don't understand the movement, you know, that we would see in someone dancing,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
They're not going to see this as an art in any way. They're going to see it as a fucking sport, which is what
Yeah,
the Olympics
yeah,
is. And they're going to be like, how come the difficult stuff is not winning?
mm-hmm.
And it
Yeah,
is
because
what
they
it
won't
is.
understand. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I'm
hopefully,
like, I hope like, again, like I hope it's gonna be good, but
yes, yeah.
I'm just not getting my hopes up because I already see how people are portraying it, and I don't know. I guess we'll just see at the end of this year.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. until they see some crazy pocket or something. I don't know.
I know, and that's what they're gonna be. That's where the
Yeah.
confusion's gonna come from. They're gonna see somebody
Yeah.
like Pocket lose against somebody just doing some footwork, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck's going on? I don't understand."
For
So
sure.
yeah, it's
For sure. But
we'll
speaking
just
of
wait and
that,
see.
as like the Olympics, yeah, I heard us we're on the radio or somewhere. The reason they put the breaking, they put it skating and I think surfing or something like that to bring a younger audience to the vibe out there,
Yeah,
to
yep,
watch it, right? Because it's a
yep.
lot of um older stuff or Olympics of track and field type of stuff, right? So for the younger generation to look involved into it. So man, cool man. What's your thoughts on I know you do a lot of content right now, well, Twitch live stream type of stuff. Can you tell me more about it? So what's your channel?
Um,
And what do you do on it?
yeah, so on Twitch and YouTube. On Twitch it's twitch.tv slash Domkey LOZ, and then on YouTube it's youtube.com/ Domkey the creator. And
Okay.
all I do is I'll play clips and then I'll just talk about the community basically. Like 2 years ago I
Wow.
started, and it was like I did a lot of interviews with like people in the community. I did like interviews with like Morris and with Omen, with a couple of promoters in the community, with Just Rock and
Oh,
Mike
dope.
Ski. And yeah, I did every weekend. Like I was doing something, and then I started doing like 3 days a week. I basically went through whatever year it was. I think it was 2021 that I did like all of like Red Bull's like qualifier jams into the national jams into like the finals. Like I covered like every single one. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
people would come on and like, yeah, I just watched the battles, and then like I just talk with the community and like talk about like how everything was going and everything. So my main thing was like
Nice, nice.
one of the like for me like the best times I have is like when I'm at a jam and I'm like just sitting down shit talk, not like bad shit talking, but like just talking
Right.
with like people like around me like while the battles are going on. So I was like, yo, we have this platform now that I can literally do the same thing in my computer chair at home. Like I can sit
Yeah.
down, we can watch a battle, we can all talk about it while we're watching it. So I figured why not just do it there.
Yeah.
Um I did it for like a year, and then doing it 3 days a week, you just end up getting burned out because you're watching like the same fucking people like 3 days a week, because it's literally the same people are invited out to every jam, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know how many more times I can watch this dude doing the same shit again. And it's no offense to the dudes or anything, because like yeah,
Right.
they don't have time to create all the time, but it's like your brain can only handle it so fucking much. And then
Yeah.
kind of took a break, came back for a little bit again. Um and I was like, yeah, I'm still burned out from this. So then I just took like a long hiatus, like off social media entirely. I took like the year off.
Okay.
And then I just jumped back on recently, probably within like the last month,
Nice.
and I'm just starting up again. So but I'm trying to like stay away from like playing an entire fucking jam, because
Hmm.
like I found myself forcing myself to watch the entire jam when I'm like, dude, I don't even want to watch this battle. Like, why am I even watching it? Like, so I'm kind of just staying more towards like the stuff I just want to watch. Like, I
So
don't want to burn myself out.
were
Um,
you you're live streaming events and that's not
yeah, it's
what
like
you're
a
doing.
mix. It's
Okay.
like if it's live streaming, I will also like live stream and commentate with it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
then like if the event is like B-Boy Network, um, any of like the people that are like uploading battles, like I'll hit up like Josh from BNC and be like, yo,
Mm.
are you gonna upload this battle? Like, I'm gonna watch you on stream. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna post it like later on
Okay,
today.
okay.
And then I'll be like, all right, cool. And then I'll go through the battle and like watch whatever I need to watch. But um yeah, I'm usually like watching like battles that recently just happened. I mean, I have done a couple streams where like um I watched like I don't know, like so I did a thing with Snipes like my first year, where like Snipes hired me to do like a battle of the year like recap. So like
Hmm.
I did like 3 full streams, and like Stance and like Snipes they like they paid me to like basically cover the
Um,
event and like do a
okay.
couple streams for them. So I went back and did like some recaps of like the older Battle of the Years and like the best shows from Battle of the Years, and then like the last day was like the main event,
Yeah.
and then I live streamed the main event and everything. But
Oh,
and then
dope.
I did
Okay.
something with like Break Free Worldwide. They sent me like some like gear from like that from them, and like I helped them out the first year. uh but yeah, the thing is, it just gets so burned out after a while. It's like I like to
Right.
do it, but we go back to like what we were talking about earlier, where it's like I'm not making literally anything off of this, like because
Yes.
of the music. Like it sucks because like I have a good time doing it. The community's talking, everybody's having a good time, but like like everything is demonetized because I can't I can't not have the music in it. The music is the most important
Mm.
part of the dance, and like if I take the music out, everybody's gonna be like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what is he even dancing to? Like, you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah. So anytime I would like post, I mean, it even happens like today. Like I'm trying not to stream that much of like breaking. Like my past couple streams, like I've only watched a couple battles. It's been like the
Yeah.
community just talking about the community basically for the past couple streams. But even with like showing like two battles, like I'm still getting fucking hit with like copyright
Uh,
shit. What's even
uh
worse is like, yo, Red
this
Bull stuff was like
this is through YouTube or Twitch or both.
both.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like multi-streaming.
Okay.
So Red Bull at a certain point, we were like, cool, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
because like what was happening was like, yo, I was covering their events, and then like, yo, they were the only people out of fucking everybody, the only people that were literally striking my channel. Like, I was about to get
Oh,
deleted, like banned
really?
off of YouTube. Yeah, because they were striking my
What?
shit. I'm like, yo, like, how can like I like try to support you guys? You guys are supposed to be about the
Mm-hmm.
community, but then you're fucking strike. I'm not even making money off you guys anyways. What the fuck? Like, you're striking
Right.
all my
It's
shit. So I was like, dude, is this even fucking worth it? Like, it's not even fucking worth it. I'm like, so
yeah.
then I did talk with somebody from Red Bull like my first year of doing this, and they were like, no, don't worry, like you're on the, you're whitelisted, like you're not gonna be like, you know, checked off or anything from
Uh-huh.
strikes from now. And I was like, all right, cool. So it was fine for like, I don't know, like the rest of the year. And then when I stopped and took a break and came back like a year or two later, I
Uh-huh.
I showed like a snippet of like Monier versus like Gravity, and they fucking strike my channel. It's like, dude, I can't
Oh
go back to
no.
this again. So,
That's funny, or that's
yeah, I
crazy. It
mean,
sucks too. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it sucks, man.
Like,
Like, and I think that's why a lot of people just don't stream. Like, they're
yeah.
like, I see people get into it for a little bit and then they just stop. And I think it's because nothing, and again, it's not for money or anything, but when you try to do this professionally or like make it a job,
Right.
and you're forcing yourself to do it, sometimes you're like, I kind of want, I feel like I need something out of this,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't because everything is demonetized. Like, it's just, you're just not going to do it. Now you can make
Yeah.
money off. The only way I was making money was like through subscriptions or like through like people subscribing to you, or that, or like donating it, like in
Oh,
like,
right, right. Like the support system or
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
that. Yeah.
that's literally the only way I was making something. And like, um, for the amount of time that I was putting in, like it just, I don't know. I was
It can
getting burned
stump you,
out.
right? Yeah.
I was
Burnt
like, I'm
out.
not like making anything off of this. Like, what am I even doing it for if like I'm not enjoying it? So that's why I took like the break. And I
Yeah,
came
for
back and I'm
sure.
like, you know what? If I'm not making anything, I'm not making anything, but I'm not gonna force myself to do shit if I don't want to do it anymore. So
Right, right, for sure.
yeah. So
And
I'm just the past like 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, I've just been like, hey, Sunday is 6 o'clock. Come on and see me. And like, if you guys want to chat, and I mean, shit ton of people come through. We just talk about the community and everything. So,
hi. And it's
but
cool
I do
how
kind of want to just get away from
yeah.
it and like focus on like gaming and shit, because we talk more about gaming at a certain point in the
Uh-huh.
show, and I
Heck
know I
yeah.
won't get monetized for that or demonetized for that shit. So,
That's tight. That's one of my questions down the road, gaming, right? And so, but before that, Twitch was never used to do like those live stream. They did live stuff, but like in within a gaming, right?
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
from
yeah.
what I seen, but within like the last 5, 6 years or whatever, now
Yeah,
it's
yeah, they
like,
got into like the like just chatting kind of like category where it's like you
yeah,
can like kind of do something outside of like the gaming atmosphere. And yeah, but to
yeah,
be honest, man, even with Twitch, like I'm seeing Twitch now and like they just have some raunchy shit up there, and I'm like, I don't even know if I want to stream on this fucking platform anymore. Like,
uh,
like
Trying to
Like
keep up with
I
other platforms,
yeah, man,
probably.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of like that like shit. And I'm like, do I even want to fucking stream on here? Like, I might just stick on YouTube, but then YouTube is like super strict with shit. And I'm like, you just can't win. You can go to like Kick
Yeah.
or something, but then it's like you say you're going to go to Kick and everybody's like, nah, I don't support that site. And you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna fucking get fucked then because I can't.
Right.
No
Someone's
place is
gonna.
good, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta just stick to whatever you prefer, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just keep
yeah.
doing it. So, gaming. Speaking, you've been on Twitch. Obviously, Twitch came through like gaming stuff. When you hear Twitch or gaming, now it's like, oh, do you stream this and this? Is there any games you're playing right now?
I mean, Final Fantasy Rebirth just came out, so
Okay.
that to be honest with that, I'm waiting for a patch that's gonna come out because it's hard for me to play on like 30 frames per second and
Mm,
like their graphics mode is 30 FPS. I can't do it. I can only do like 60 FPS. It's because I'm fucking spoiled. I know. Like I've been a PC gamer for like I don't fucking know how long, but
okay.
like I need a solid like 60 frames. It's on PS5, you can play 60 frames, but their like
Uh,
performance mode visually just is a blurry fucking mess. And they said they're coming out with a patch to fix it.
mm,
It's like not bad where I'm like, I can never play this, but if they said they're gonna fix it, it's gonna look better, dude, I'm just gonna wait. I
especially
got
that.
like what's up?
Oh, I was saying, especially that type of game, right? 'Cause you got all the visual. It's like you say Final Fantasy, right? All the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
yeah.
looks amazing. Like it visually, it's gonna be if they fix it like they did with the like first part, like Final Fantasy like remake. If they fix it the way they did with that, they make it look crisp. It's gonna be fucking amazing. It'll probably be my game of the year, if anything. But
Okay.
I have a lot of shit to play on the side. I have like Last Epoch. I just was playing for like hours. There's Grand Blue that's about to come out with like an update. I'm playing like a lot of shit,
I
which is
don't
kind
know.
of
I'm not
surprising
too
because like
familiar.
I have like spurts here and there where like my fiance is like, all right, you're playing too many video games. I'm like, maybe I am.
Yeah,
So sometimes I'm
right.
like, I gotta take like a little break off of it. But now right now I'm like heavily fucking gamed out. Dragon's Dogma
Okay.
2 comes out in like
Are those like
the middle of
RPGs?
March. Huh?
Are those RPG?
Yeah, all of these are fucking
Okay.
RPG basically. Like Grand Blue is an RPG, Last Epoch's an RPG, um Dragon's Dogma 2 is an RPG.
Okay.
I guess Final Fantasy 7 is RPG too. So like because it is like open world, which is gonna take fucking forever. So like
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
bet.
just
I
I
bet.
got a lot of games, a lot of time. I can like space shit out right now. But yeah, I'm like heavy into like man, if I have free time, it's like I'll be on gaming like my whole
Okay.
entire time.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't played I love playing games, right? I used to be have like a phase where I was going heavy. I was doing like Tekken tournaments, Street Fighter
I
tournaments,
can see you
like
got a Tekken
right.
statue
And
behind you.
so like but yeah, I was playing too much. There's a time I was like, okay, I was streaming for a while. I was like some of the stuff I wish I stuck because I was doing that like before like streaming was got popular, but I
Mhm.
just never really stick to it. So I have like a gaming channel that was like 10 years ago, but
Oh
it
sure.
wasn't yeah, I used to go to like the PAX Penny Arcade.
Yep.
They have East and West. I've been to E3 and stuff. Like I used to
Hell
just walk
yeah.
around just like film content. But yeah, anyways, cool. Yeah, yeah. I just do a lot of gaming back in the day. And then I always love like, I kind of want to play Call of Duty because I just like to jump on and just like I don't know if you play that, but shoot people and all that
I
stuff.
played Call like I have like Modern Warfare 3, but like, that's like that type of game is like my if I have nothing
Uh,
else to play, I can hop on there and just have a good fucking time for like a couple hours.
nice, nice. Were you ever a Fortnite fan? Or did you ever play it?
No. I
Oh
mean,
no?
I've played it, but I'm see when it came out, like
Uh-huh.
so I actually had the original Fortnite before it was like the Battle Royale, like when it was like tower defense,
Oh
like
wow,
when it
okay.
literally was like in like beta. Like I paid for the game, so I was like one of the first people like playing the original. And
Okay.
then like when it came out with the Battle Royale, that's when everybody jumped on it. But I was
Yes,
like,
yes.
I fucking hate Battle. I'm just being honest. I hate Battle Royale because
Okay.
there's nothing worse feeling than wasting my fucking time, 15 minutes looking for fucking weapons, and then I get like one shotted from somewhere, and I'm like, well, that was a waste of time. So like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not for Battle Royale games. Nothing against it. Like
Yeah,
almost all
yeah.
my fucking friends play Battle Royale, but like personally, I'm just like, nah, I don't really need to play it. I
Okay,
got a
okay.
lot of other shit to play.
I enjoy it. I liked it. I played it back when like I think it first got Battle Royale. I don't play it now. It's just there's so much going on to it, right? Um, yeah, I like them, but that only Fortnite was the only one I like enjoyed, just because I thought the building structure was kind of cool. Once you like figure out you get a little strategic while playing. I never enjoyed like Call of Duty the Battle Royale for some reason. I think the map was too big and it's just
Oh, like Warzone stuff.
yeah, Warzone stuff. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just didn't enjoy it for some reason. Um, did you let's throw it back on a gaming. Did you ever play Counter-Strike?
Yeah. I
You
mean, I
did.
feel like
Okay.
anybody that owned a PC was on Counter-Strike at some
Right.
point.
Okay. Okay. Cool. That's dope. That's dope. I was playing that pretty heavily back in like my high school times and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Dude, you know
Yeah,
what's like crazy right now is with Counter-Strike is the fucking skins that people sell for like fucking thousands of
I
dollars.
heard about yeah,
Dude, it's
that's
nuts. It is so nutty. Like you can just make a living off of selling skins on Counter-Strike.
wow. Yeah, that's so crazy. That's crazy. I don't play it now though, but I was like kind of
Nah,
played
me
it
neither.
back
I haven't
in,
touched it
you
in
know.
I have no idea how long. I mean, it's the same. That's like the generation of like Counter-Strike, and then I was like really heavy into like StarCraft and like
Oh yeah, StarCraft, yeah.
really, really heavy into like Diablo. Like anytime a Diablo game
Oh,
comes out, like I know Diablo 4 right now is
yep.
like shit, but
Okay.
like I literally was on Diablo 1 when it came out, like when I was like a
Same,
kid.
same. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think Diablo 2 was like my first like experience of playing a game like for like hours on end for like I remember being
For
on
sure.
dial-up connection, my mom needing to like use the phone, and I'm like, no, no, no. Like I'm in the middle of like doing something on Diablo 2, and like
Yeah.
you would just be so pissed off because I would be on it. I know it was around like Christmas time, and like I was just yeah, it was just it's fucking wild time.
That's awesome. I played yeah, I played the crap out of Diablo 2. I remember I was back in high school and playing that and I would skip class sometimes just to play.
Dude, yeah, yeah. It was bad. It was bad. It was really addicting. It's so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I'm not how far you got. I stopped around what they did like Clone Diablo. I don't know if you ever played that far into
No,
Diablo
no, no,
2.
no.
So they did like a whole Clone Diablo, all these runes you could like craft different things. So and then people were actually selling like items from Diablo 2. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I do remember hearing about the people selling fucking items like
So
for like ridiculous prices. But like
yeah.
even when Diablo 3 came out and they had that like live auction
Oh
house
yeah,
at
the marketplace or whatever
the
for it.
marketplace when they first like opened up, that shit was so fucking bad. People were making so much like easy money off that shit in the beginning. I was like, all I
Yeah.
wanted was like like was a fucking weapon to get me through a game, and like people were charging like $50. I was like, dude, the fuck is this? I don't want paying money for this.
Right. And people were buying them and then I think
Yeah, hell yeah.
they
And
had
then
to take
hiking
it
the
off.
prices up. Yeah, completely fucked
Yeah.
it up. The economy was so fucked in the beginning of Diablo 3.
That's tight. I wanted to play 4. I didn't play 4. I like I don't know if you
4
did.
was good in the beginning. Like, and
Okay.
then right before the fucking first season, they dropped the patch and everybody was like, nope. Tanked
Ah,
it right
man.
to the fucking ground. Everybody was like all the people that were like hyping it up, all the big like streamers, like it was like a
And
week
then
before the
they
first patch dropped, and they
oh
were like,
no.
what did they do? Which sucks because yo, honestly, visually and like when you first play the game, it's so fucking good. But then
Yeah.
just over time, like I heard like season 3 right now is like shit. Like
Uh
it's in a bad fucking state right now.
wow. Yeah. I don't think it can beat 2, you know. Part 2 is
Yeah, yeah,
his
it's
favorite,
hard
so.
to beat that. That was so like a just I don't know, a time in my life where I was just like it was like next level gaming type shit for me.
Did you ever play any fighting games?
Street Fighter 4 I was like pretty heavy into, but
Okay.
I was never like tournament with it. I have a lot of friends that are super fucking heavy into the fighting game tournaments that like
Yeah.
they're one of my friends is like hosting like gaming
Oh, okay.
tournaments right now, but I do have like a good group of friends that are like super 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 into that fighting game tournament style where they're like they go to all the tournaments around here, or like any tournament that comes up, like they'll
Yeah.
drive out to go do it. Um, but outside of like Street Fighter, like fighting game wise, nah. Like
Okay.
I like to watch it though. Like Tekken 8 looks great right now, but Tekken is one of those games where like it's so hyped up in the beginning all the time and then just fucking falls away real quick. Besides
Uh-huh.
the community's always
Yeah.
there for it, but like the
Yeah.
outside hype for it is like Tekken 8, or like Tekken, and then like a month later, everybody's like, oh, there's a fucking new character in Street Fighter, back to Street Fighter. So
Right,
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, 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 yeah.
They'll move on them there or another game. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 exactly. I think
So,
the only other thing that I'm into, like my main thing in gaming though, is fucking horror. Like any kind of horror games, or
oh,
like that's like where I grew up on like Resident Evil. So like I'm like
nice,
super
nice.
big on like horror games. Like that's
That's
my
the last game I actually played a horror game. Like I think it was Resident Evil 7 or yeah, 7.
yeah, dude,
When
seven's
they
all the new ones are
yeah.
fucking fantastic. I mean, besides like 3 remake, which like they
Uh-huh.
scrapped half of the fucking game out of it, which I don't know
Oh,
why. Like
really? What?
Resident Evil
I didn't play
2.
the new one though.
Dude, Resident Evil 2 remake, probably one of the best remakes ever made for like any fucking game.
Okay.
Then they came out with Resident Evil 3, and everybody's like, all right, it has to be amazing because Resident Evil 2 is fucking amazing. And then like
Yes.
Resident Evil 3 came out, and like you played it, and you're like, yo, 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 you guys cut all this shit. Like they cut out a
Uh,
whole entire section of this like clock tower section. And like
uh-huh.
everybody's like, yo, what the fuck? Like what the you
What?
could beat the game in like fucking like 4 hours. I mean, you can beat any Resident Evil. Like once you like start unlocking shit, it's made to be like kind of like a speed run type of game.
Mm, right,
But
yeah,
like
yeah.
3 was just like, dude, it took me like I beat it like within the fucking first. I beat it in like one sitting, I think.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, it kind of sucked. I mean, it's good to see the visual upgrades, but like, yeah, I don't know. But
Okay.
even like the newer ones, like Village and shit, like I love all them ones.
Village
So
was good. I haven't played that. I should
yeah,
though.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. Personally, to me, it's I know like some people have like mixed reviews on it because like I don't know, Resident Evil is like a very certain style of like game, I guess, and like Village kind of takes it in like a little bit of a different direction,
Mm,
but
okay.
nah, it's still fucking good. It's great.
Okay.
Like 4 remake was amazing. Like, yeah, I mean, Resident Evil's in a
Nice,
good fucking
nice.
spot right now. I'll say that.
Oh, dope, dope, dope. Yeah, I definitely gotta check that out. There's one thing I wanted to throw was like a b-boy jam and then also like yeah, a fighting tournament jam, right? For
Yeah,
like
hell yeah. I
so
mean,
like in
I've
one, that'll be sick. Yeah.
I've been to like a couple jams that like they have like tournaments on the side of it.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
sick.
but the
That's sick.
thing is like a lot of b-boys don't game as well.
Yeah.
Like, so they didn't like, I mean, I think today would be different. Then there was like most of the breakers I knew like didn't play games like that, or like they at least didn't talk about playing games like that.
Hmm.
Today, like there's a lot of kids that I'm like, they're like obviously all gamers. Like, I think video games are a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more wide out of the span of people playing them versus like the early 2000s, like when I was
Oh,
competing and
yeah.
shit. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, shit, it would be awesome. I did a
Yeah.
Street Fighter tournament before one in Jam before. This is one Stance with Strife TV,
Okay.
and they were at a jam. Forget where it was at. I think it was in the Midwest somewhere, but they just got all the b-boys that were invited out to do like a Street Fighter tournament. And I was
Oh,
like, fuck it, this will be
that's
easy. And
cool.
yeah, I won it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
But
Who'd you
I mean, it's nothing to like, I'm not bragging about because most of the other b-boys didn't play. So
uh-huh.
like just going against people that were button mashing, I was like, oh, all right.
Oh, right. That's the saying. Click the
Yeah.
who can click the most button mash wins. But yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Dope, man. That's tight. That's tight. Yeah, so with the Twitch, you're just doing live streams of breaking things, correct? And then you're thinking about going back into gaming or we'll see down the road. There's
Yeah,
one
yeah,
thing I
yeah.
wanted to mention. I think we're gonna slowly wrap it up here, but I know some of your hobbies. I see some of your Instagram. You have like artwork, this creation of like like it looks like a home, right? Like a I don't know, maybe a Japanese influence home or something.
Yeah, yeah. I do a lot of like a lot of like diorama work on top of like it's like a mix. Like mainly I do a lot of like building Gundams and like painting Gundams and like
Nice, nice.
but on top of that, like from like starting with that, like I got into like 3D printing and like making like
Okay,
dioramas like for I usually end up selling them. I'll
okay.
usually make a diorama and it's sold within like the week of me putting it up. But
Wow.
it's like I don't know, it's something about like because I'm not breaking as much, I like to put my art think like my art process somewhere else,
Okay.
and that's
Yes.
like
Yes.
somewhere where I like to do it. So like, um, I, I don't know. It's hard to
I
explain. It's
like how
like
you mentioned that because you said your artwork from your breaking your the creativity, right? The style, you kind of use your craft into another method of something else that you like
yeah,
to do
yeah.
in a
I
sense. So
feel
something.
like it gets like bottled up in your like if you don't have anywhere to put it, it's like just gets bottled up in your head, and you're
Right.
like,
Yes.
I got to
Yes.
do something with this. Like it's not like you become depressed or anything. It's just like it's bottled up in your head. You're like, man,
Yeah.
fucking
Gotta
like I gotta do
release it
something
somewhere.
creative. Like
Yeah.
so I gotta scratch an itch of like creativeness right now. And I think that's like probably like one of the best ways that I found to like kind of do it outside of breaking. Like I still break like every other day to every day. I'm still practicing. But like
Yeah.
when I'm not doing it and I'm not like competing or something, and I'm like, man, I don't feel like creating with like breaking right now. I usually go to like the art side of like 3D printing and like creating something out of it. It's like I don't
Yes.
know, over like the years of like learning like how people create. It's funny because like miniature painters with like people making like sets for like their Dungeons and Dragons like setups and everything like
Uh-huh.
um learning how people create their dioramas, like I kind of like learned how to create my own stuff too. So it's almost like breaking where like there's certain creators out there that I take little pieces of what they have and like I start like adapting it for myself to create my own shit. So
Yes. Yes.
some certain person that I can watch on YouTube will be like, here's a good way how to make like, I don't know, like brick roads like out of styrofoam. And I'm like, cool. So I'll learn from this guy how to do that. And then there's another guy who's like, here's a good way to paint brick. And I'll learn how to paint brick from this
Mm,
guy and apply it to the guy's style of creating brick roads. And it just, everything kind of just like flows
right.
together with it. But
Like you were saying earlier, a hybrid of a little bit of
exactly.
everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also like it's shit that I like, you know what I mean? Like I like video games. So there's a lot of dioramas that I did for like video games or like it's the same with like anime. Like I like my most recent one, which I haven't really done in a while because I've been painting like Gundam so much lately.
Uh-huh.
Um I did like Chainsaw Man, but like I like Evil Dead. Like I grew up with like a
Okay.
lot of horror movies too, and like Ash from Evil Dead is like this guy. The main character has like a chainsaw for a hand, right? And I'm like, all right, what
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
combine like Ash from Evil Dead with like Chainsaw Man, the anime, which is also something I like. So I
Ooh.
did like a diorama
Right.
of like Chainsaw Man, but he has like Ash's like attire on with like a shotgun on his back, and like
That's
I made
sick.
a
That's sick.
diorama for that. So like, yeah, it's like a lot of like fun, creative shit, and it's like if it's nothing where I'm like, I need to sell this. I need to make money off of it. I'm just doing it for like the enjoyment of doing it and the enjoyment of just having it. So it's like it's
Right.
the same with like Gundams and like painting. Like I just like painting something or like it's the same thing for like anybody making a model kit. Like why do you make a model kit? It's just you just want to do it for yourself, just something to do and like you feel
Yes.
accomplished with like looking at your work after you're done doing it. You're like, I can't believe I fucking did this thing. Like it's fucking sick. Like this is crazy that I can do something like out of a couple pieces of plastic and some paint, I can make something look like this. So yeah,
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
it's dope. I have like a one of my friends is having like an art show coming up in like DC, and I'll be like probably selling some of my like kits like or displays there coming up too. So
Oh,
it's
dope.
just
Dope.
something like it's on the side. I'm not like, oh, I'm like a professional like artist or something. Like
Uh-huh.
it's just something like I really like to do, and like I've because I was breaking so much, I never got into, but it's one of the reasons why I was like, I need to take a break. Like, I got all this shit I want to do, and I don't have time to do it. And if
Oh,
I was
yeah.
still
Right.
breaking, I probably would have never touched it because breaking was just my priority. And now that breaking's like kind of to like, it's not priority anymore. I have all this time to do shit that I was never able to do when I was like
Mm,
in my mid 20s. So now
right.
I'm just getting around to it.
Dang. Cool, man. That's awesome. Showcase some of your artwork and, you know, have a table, a
Yeah,
booth,
yeah,
right? A
yeah,
booth for your artwork. So that's really dope, man. That's dope. Um, you know, you got Twitch. you seem pretty you're very comfortable in front of the screen and stuff. What kind of how did you start doing this? Like, were you just like, because a lot of people get fear, like, oh, I'm in front of the camera, I'm on the hot spot. Was it just one day you're just like, F and I'm just gonna start doing this, and then just like you just got comfortable over time?
Um, yeah, I think we're just like I did Twitch with Goofball like one time,
Okay.
but I mean, I I've been on the camera since I was a kid, like
Oh,
with like
right.
breaking. So
Or
like
breaking. Okay.
I never have a problem like doing stuff on camera. I never have a problem like I never have a problem like creating conversations with people. Like if I did, I guess I'd be like a little bit more like scared to do shit. But I know
Uh-huh.
like at the end of the day, like if the camera's on me, if I'm streaming and literally nobody's talking to me, that's fine. Like whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yes, yeah.
until somebody comes in, they start talking with me. If somebody comes in, they talk, I can make a conversation fucking out of anything. But like if I'm like not talking to anybody, I'm like, whatever. Like, like the camera's on me. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, nothing's gonna happen to me. But I do understand
Right.
like some people are like a little bit like timid to think about like, oh, am I gonna like I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. I feel like I can just talk about anything. Like anything I don't know. I'm
Right,
just
right,
very
right.
comfortable. I'm just very comfortable like
Awesome.
talking
Okay.
on the camera. I can fucking talk forever if I really need to about something. But
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I
tight.
guess like it's more weird talking on camera than just dancing because I'm not like just dancing. I'm like actually talking and like interacting with people.
Mm-hmm.
So at first it's a little like but it was me and Goofball. So like I had Goofball there to talk with even if nobody was there. So I remember
Right,
like the
right.
first stream I did by myself, I was like, fuck, like if nobody's on here, like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So like I had like only like one or two people in there that was talking, but like I was like at the end of the stream, I was like that's not that bad. Like either way, I got Breaking playing, and then like I got like one or two people in there that like I'm talking with here and there. So like it's not that bad. And I'm basically at a point right now where like most of my stream is just me talking with people because there's enough people in there to keep conversation going the whole entire fucking time. So like,
Nice,
do I need to
nice.
play Breaking at this point? Not really. I only do it to like be like, hey, I personally want to check something out, but most of the time I'm just fucking talking at this point. It usually goes from like breaking into like gaming. Like the last stream I did, it was like half
Uh-huh.
breaking, which turned into gaming for the rest of the fucking stream. So like I'm trying to get away from breaking to be honest, just because I mean I don't mind talking about breaking, but like
Right.
I feel like more people are interested or there's more people outside that are interested in gaming than like
Right.
if I was
Yes,
trying to
yes.
bring people from the outside to talk about breaking. Like I don't think there's enough people interested in breaking
Yeah.
or is even gonna understand what the fuck I'm talking about with breaking
Right.
versus like
Certain lingos and stuff.
exactly like there's enough breakers who are into gaming at this point that they can talk about gaming, they can talk about breaking, and then if people want to come in and talk, they know about gaming anyways, so like they can just join in the conversation as well. When
Right, right.
it's not it doesn't work so well the opposite way where they're like, oh, I'm a breakdancer. Luckily I just joined this chat. Like it's not really gonna happen.
Okay, cool, man. Awesome, man. Before I wrap it up, I like to do what's called a cipher round. Okay. So cipher round is pretty is I have some 5 questions from whatever you think of at the top of your mind. You can go for it, right? And so you down?
Yes.
All right. All right,
I'm
let's hit him with
scared.
the
I'm
cipher. Now,
horrible, like with quick responses.
yeah, they're pretty general. So like the first question is what's your favorite breakdance move?
Move?
Yep, move, you know,
Flares. I like flares
flares.
best.
Oh, that's dope. That's
I'm a
my
flare
favorite
guy.
too. So that's crazy. Dope. Yeah, yeah. Uh Second question. Do you have a favorite band, artist, or music song?
Um, I like Jamiroquai. I don't know if you know who Jamiroquai is, but
Uh-uh.
I
Nope.
grew up like listening to Jamiroquai a lot. He's like a funk like um you know the Napoleon Dynamite song where he's
Uh-huh.
dancing to it, the canned
Uh
heat song? That's Jamiroquai.
you
Like
like that.
yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
but,
yeah. That
but
song is like
okay.
a Jamiroquai song from the early 2000s. Like actually I started breaking when that song came out, and that was like one of the first songs I listened to like nonstop.
Oh
Like,
wow.
so I knew about that song way before. So when I heard Napoleon Dynamite dancing to it like years later, I was like, God damn it.
When everybody hear that song, they might think of
Yeah,
him
but
now.
he's like, if you listen to his music, it's very funky, like very dancey. Like I don't know. For me, he's like personally one of my favorites.
Dope. Okay, dope, dope. I definitely gotta check that out. Um, do you like pineapple on pizza?
Um, I I don't mind it. Like I don't have an
Okay,
issue with it. So
okay,
like if you gave it to me and they're like, this is the only thing for you to eat, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna
okay.
like throw it out and be like, I'm not touching this. Like, no, I'm okay with it.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, that's one of those questions like you hate it or love it. So I got a
I
lot
know,
of,
yeah. I feel
you
like
know,
people get really offended sometimes when you're like, I love it. You're like, dude, what the fuck? It's like, nah, dude, just, just saying I'm all equal pizza guy. I love pizza.
yeah. So the next one, do you have a favorite book or maybe an audiobook you're listening to?
To be honest, I don't read really that
Right.
much.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't I mean, I read a lot of like uh graphic novels and comics, but I don't really read like books like that.
Okay. Word up, word
Yeah.
up. And then last question. If you had a chance to enter a two versus two competition with anybody, do you know who would that be?
Oof, that's tough.
Yeah, it's anybody, right? So it's like your idols or inspirations,
Um
people you look up to, or your crewmates.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Man, I don't know. There's too many. That's tough.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, for sure, for sure.
all right. If I had to say somebody when I was like growing up to battle with, um, I'd say I don't know. I mean, I'd say Ronnie from Full Force. Like at that
There you go.
time, like
Yeah,
when
okay.
I was growing up, like I know I looked up to like Ronnie's style a good amount. So like I think I remember when I was like younger, I'd be like, yo, like that'd be sick to like battle him or like battle with. I didn't really think about battling with anybody because like I think I don't know. I always think about battling with crews like my close friends for like battling.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
I had to pick somebody like that, I was like wanted to battle or like I guess that's the same as battling with. It'd be probably like Ronnie from like
Okay.
earlier on.
Oh, dope. Sick, sick. Cool, man. I think that's it. We're gonna wrap it up here. Right before we get off though, I'm actually curious. How'd you get the name Domkey?
There is a song called Dominic the Italian Christmas Donkey. Do you
Okay.
know that song?
I do not. So
So it's a
I gotta
famous like it's a famous song. Um and uh like I was talking to my friend about it one day and he like typed in Domkey instead of donkey because we were
mm,
like talking about the song and he called me it one time. And then like I went to practice later on that night and everybody was making joking with me and they were making fun of me about it. And technically it's like a
okay.
joke name that I didn't even like, but it
Uh-huh.
just stuck because that's why. But you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like
Okay.
I was like, hell yeah, Domkey, this could be a fucking B-boy name. Like, no, it's literally it was a joke of a name that I didn't like at first, and then here we are
Everyone
today.
start calling you that.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
no, the name was just like it just stuck. So yeah, that's where it originates from though. If you get a
Nice.
chance, go look at Dominic the Italian Christmas Donkey. It's a famous Italian song. And I'm
Okay.
Italian and my name is Dominic, so that's why that's
Mm,
why it worked out.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna type Xmas monkey, Christmas monkey. Cool, man. That's sick. Dude, hey, I appreciate you taking the time to get on this on the channel. Doing the podcast together. That's really dope. If people want to get in touch with you, what will be a source or to reach you?
You can reach me on Instagram at DomkeyLOZ, or you can check out my Twitch. You can follow me at twitch.tv/DomkeyLOZ, or I'm on YouTube, which is
Nice.
Domkey the Creator. Other than
Awesome.
that, that's about it. I don't really use Facebook anymore, so if you're gonna send a
Okay.
friend request there, it might take a couple
Um,
weeks.
you said you have a product too, right? Yeah, and Gundam or some of the artwork stuff you do. If people want to like check it out and
Yeah,
do you have a
that will
website
be
or
that's like my Instagram. My Instagram
or
has
your
like
Instagram?
any kind of
Okay.
like pictures or anything. Yeah. I have a store on Etsy, but it's literally if I like I said, like usually when I make something, it's sold within like the first week, so I have nothing on my store. Like
Mm,
um I don't make like, like 20 of something. It's usually like it's a one and done deal. Like it's either
Oh,
up
okay.
there, it's still up there, people don't buy it, or it's up there and it's gone like fast. So like with all the works that I've done, I might
Yeah.
have one thing up there still. Everything else is sold. So if it is
Okay.
up there, like, I'll usually post it on my Instagram though, like, hey, this is up. You got a week basically probably to grab it before it's gone. So
Dope. Dope.
grab
Heck
it.
yeah, man. And I'll link all the descriptions, your channels on the description of below on this channel. So
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
dude, appreciate it. Before we get off, do you have any last words or takeaways for me or the viewers or the audience?
Um, no. Everybody just have a good time and break and don't just try not to be negative and think outside the box. Not the box. Think outside of the community sometimes. Like there's a lot of like older adults that are like making very bad comments to children on social media, and it's not helping anything. Doesn't make you look cool. Just everybody act your age, help the community out, have a good time. Don't be negative. I mean, you can be negative, but like be negative
Right.
in your own way. Just like don't
In a
be
positive
don't
way.
yeah. We don't want to go soft, but like at the same time, like just watch what you're being negative about, because sometimes it's a little bit too far, and I don't know, it's whack, it's corny. But outside of that, nah, I'm good.
Cool,
Don't
man.
don't post any footage of me saying dumb stuff either. Just
Oh, just a recap, a
Tony,
loop
I'm
of
looking at you.
something.
So if I said anything dumb and it comes back negative, I'm
Right.
coming out for you.
No, man, that was great, dude. I think you dropped a lot of knowledge, a lot of your experience in this, your journey through within the break and, outside of it through your hobbies and stuff. So I really appreciate you taking time to do this. And if you guys, like this channel is also on YouTube, you can find this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Just type in CypherBeastTV and it should pop up. Like, share, subscribe to this. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.
It's like you're getting props. That becomes addicting. Just attention in general, you're getting addicted to that. And then you're getting addicted to the high that you get when you're dancing on the floor. And that was a period of my life too. A period in my life where people doubted me. They told me I wasn't gonna be any good. So I would hit these postpartum depressions